Sir Elton, first and foremost, thank you for talking about Watford Forever with us. I think every good story has a great beginning, and yours as a young boy coming here with your father, what was it that kicked off the love affair?
Well, it was a very shabby stadium. There was one little wooden stand over there and one stand over here, and we used to stand on the asphalt, really in the corner down there. It was just the excitement of seeing a live soccer game, whether it's in the afternoon or whether it's a floodlight game. Floodlight games are even more exciting. I don't know, I grew up with soccer in the family because my cousin Roy Dwight played for Nottingham Forest and scored the goal in the cup final when they beat Luton, and also he played for Fulham before that, and I used to sit on the Dutch line at Fulham at Craven Cottage when Johnny Haynes played, when Tosh Chamberlain, Jimmy Hill. But coming here, being my local club, I fell in love with it straight away, even though there was nothing glamorous about it. It was glamorous to me, seeing 11 people playing football against each other.
One of the great things that you've told John when he's written this book is that you said that you were able to leave Elton John, the pop star, at the door and become Reggie again in here. How important was that for you, that distinction?
Very much so, because I was flying as a musician and becoming a huge star. And it's a make-believe world, and it's fantastic. I loved it. But this was coming to where I came from. This is grassroots. We were a grassroots football club. We couldn't afford to be anything else. We were 92nd in the league, bottom of the 4th division, with a terrible stadium, no hope, no ambition, except I had ambition and I had hope.
You clearly had huge ambitions, as you've stated there, so you needed to identify somebody. That person was Graham Taylor. I know you spoke to Don Revie, but what else was it about Graham? What was it?
We just clicked.
He's like a little dynamo, you see, so I thought I've got to really keep pace, and he has that influence.
The first object is obviously to get out of the 4th division into the 3rd. How far I'll be able to take them, I really don't know.
I was so scared when I interviewed him for the job at my house in Windsor, and he came with his wife Rita, and I'm thinking, God, had orange hair or red hair or whatever hair I had, and I was wearing shoes like that. And I thought, what's he going to think of me? But I just was honest with him, and I was saying, listen, I'm not in this for publicity. I'm in this because I want the club to become a huge club. Or, I don't want us to hang around in the bottom of the leagues. I want us to be in Europe. And when I said that, he kind of looked at me, Europe? And we were in 6 years.
I laugh about it, obviously, because we got on tremendously well with one another.
When he accepted the job, I was so proud of myself, because I thought, I've interviewed the best young football manager in England who's been offered so many other jobs at other clubs, and he's chosen to work with me. And that felt so good that he trusted me. He was an amazing person, and also I loved him so much, and when he died, I was absolutely distraught, because he made my life something else other than, the incredible other life that I had. This was the other life. 2 lives: football, entertainment. Football is about entertainment, but it's about also community, and that's what I felt here. I felt a love of everyone who came through the gates. They knew that I was trying to do the best, and I was so proud of being the chairman of this football club. So proud.
He showed how much he cared about this club by delivering just about on everything you challenged him on. But to go, Sir Elton, from 92nd in Division 4 to topping League 1, in your wildest dreams, did you think it was possible?
Probably not when we started. We didn't play the way most teams played, which we got criticised for, unfairly, I think. But we played to our strengths. We had 2 frightening wingers in Callahan and John Barnes. Luther Blissett and Ross Jenkins were formidable up front. We had a team that was determined to win. If I can echo to the cup final, go back to the cup final when we played Everton, my great regret there was that I didn't go in and do the team talk, because in football you don't get that chance to win the cup final very often. In my career, I've played lots of important shows all throughout my career, and I know how to pull them off. As a player and a team, you don't get that very often, and I wish I could have gone into the dressing room beforehand, and I should have mentioned it to Graham, that I can come at it from a different angle and say, listen, you can win this, and you better win it, because you may not get another opportunity again. Don't be afraid. Go out there. We mustn't lose. And I think if we'd have won that game, the club would have gone even faster and better. But I regret that.
a big weekend for you. You're playing Leicester City, one of the most iconic moments we've ever had on Sky Sports. My colleague Johnny Phillips, I think.
I know he was doing the commentary, went nuts.
There's a chance for a Watford. Oh, they've scored! I do not believe what I've just seen. Troy Deeney has scored a penalty. He scored. Oh, Troy Deeney has scored from a Leicester penalty that was saved by Almunia, and Watford are going to go into the Championship final.
It was extraordinary. I'll never forget it. It must have been heartbreaking for Leicester. But look what happened to them. There's an example of having an organised club. They went up and they won the Premier League. That was one of the greatest moments in my history, and in football history for me, is when Leicester won the Premier League.
I keep coming back to the word love. Obviously, the great love of your life is your husband David and your two lovely boys. But in terms of love for something outside human love, how do you define the love of football in this club?
It's like, there are not enough words to describe it. This club, as I say, has been magical for me. This town has been magical for me. I've lived an incredible life, and I've been lucky enough to have been involved in doing something for the community here, for the town, and I've enjoyed every single moment of it.